Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Friday, March 8th, 2024. I am Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the Executive Minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ+ community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ+ community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
I am Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, the Minister of Connections. This is alive, and then we are available on demand. We are available on all smart televisions and your favorite social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we are here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Faith was the basis of Alabama IVF decision. Here's what queer faith thinks about the start of life. IVF is a deeply controversial ruling that has ignited intense debate and raised profound questions about faith, reproductive rights, and the intersection of law and religion. The landmark decision by Alabama Chief Justice Tom Parker has sparked nationwide discourse by invoking Christian theology to address in vitro fertilization, reigniting the contentious battle over when life begins, and the role of religious doctrine in shaping legal precedent. The ruling has immediate implications for IVF clinics in Alabama, leading several facilities to pause their programs. President Biden and Vice President Harris have condemned the decision, while Republican figures like Nikki Haley have voiced support for the court's contention that embryos created through IVF are children. Rachel Laser, President and CEO of Washington D.C. based nonprofit Americans United for Separation of Church and State, likened the citation of the Bible in legal decision to, quote, giving the middle finger to a foundational promise of our country, end quote. But what does queer faith have to say about this contentious issue? At Queer God Squad, we believe that queer faith must embrace the inherent dignity and autonomy of all individuals, including those navigating the complexities of reproductive health. Do we believe fertility decisions are of a personal nature? And individuals have a right to make informed choices about their bodies and families, free from coercion or judgment. Yes, that is exactly what I believe. That is exactly what I believe. Every person owns their own body. Exactly. Embryos, IVF embryos, are not living, functional human beings. They just are not. And a court coming in and telling us what we can and cannot do with our reproductive choices, we're just going backward, folks. This is a time to really step back and take a look at where we have been, where we are now, and why are we going backwards? Why are we doing this? I recognize it's about control. It's about controlling women's bodies. It's about controlling people's rights. That's where I stand.
Yeah. Well, in Islam, a fetus is ensouled at the beginning of the 5th month, well into the 2nd trimester. In Judaism, a fetus is not ensouled. Ensoulment happens at birth. So the fetus ain't got no soul. It happens at birth with the first breath, the breath of life. And that's based on the creation myth where Adam comes to life. It becomes a person when the breath of life enters into his nostrils. In Buddhism, there is no individual soul. So we're all sharing life's essence, but life is just an experience like something on a movie screen, and then it's gone. And what caused that movie is still around, but the individual character goes away. So there isn't an individual soul in Buddhism, which is about 500 years older than Christianity, by the way, if that matters to anyone. In Catholicism, children are born with a stain of original sin, born innately flawed and damaged until that ugliness is washed away in baptism. Few drops of magic water, and then they're good. So they have a soul, but it is a damaged soul until you get some water on that little baby's head. Atheists and materialists don't believe in anything that can't be reasonably proven. Now, I point out these tidbits only to say with so many different opinions about when human life begins, when a body has a soul, if there is a soul to have, it makes it really problematic for Christian ideology to be used as the basis for laws that impact everyone. In my view, embryos are no more persons than eggs or chickens.
There you go. And so it is.
Well, I was,
The whole thing about when life begins is an eternal question, and I don't know that any of us has a specific response. What I've been watching are some of the memes that have come out since the Alabama decision, and all of the memes mock what was done. There's one, and it's a silly one, I admit, where this person has a carton of eggs in their passenger seat in their car, and the cops stop that person and they go, well, no, I've got 12 other folks in here with you, so I don't know what your problem is. But that's
Carpooling with
HOV lane.
These babies.
Look, I'm fine. But it's nice to have something to joke about, but truly it is a conversation that we shouldn't have to have. Because as we keep saying at this table, it's none of our business. It is the business of the individuals who are involved in making this whatever it's going to be. Many people are freezing embryos because they're ill. They may not be able to reproduce because of some specific problem. They may want to better their position in life. Whatever the reason is, it's not our business to decide what they're supposed to do with their bodies and with their embryos, because they're theirs. They're property.
Yep.
That's right.
It sounds, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, first of all, this is Alabama.
Yeah.
It's Alabama, y'all.
And
it's Alabama.
This is crazy.
It's Alabama. And it doesn't escape me that this is Alabama. But what fascinates
Where's
me
this
is like,
happening?
it's like you got Roe versus Wade overturned. Where they tell you can't have that right any longer. And now we're going to start telling you what you have in your body and when it's life and when it's not life. I mean, come on, get a grip. First of all, that's what I know and that's what I believe. And I'm going to err on the side of maybe some science on this. About when life truly begins and when life truly ends, that there is a whole lot that happens in between there. But to say that life begins at this point, you can believe that all you want to. I'm going to stick with science. And it's a shame that science has been taken out of schools.
With history and
everything else.
And inclusion, diversity, equality. The University of Florida just fired 28 people. Because because that whole program. So 28 people now don't have jobs, so that no one can call them on if the faculty or the student body looks too white, too male, too Christian, too
tough luck.
Just tough luck. In fact, the governor said that those programs were actually toxic. And
hello.
Yeah, right.
Hot.
And so this is part of this is just part of that colonization of bodies and and the state owning. It's a big step backwards.
And for that court or that justice to put his brand or flavor of Christianity into this, what does that say about everyone else's? No one else counts.
The minute he invoked his religion, the minute he
washed out.
He made it all illegitimate. He made it all because now we get to say what Islam says and what Buddhism says and what Judaism says and what atheists believe and what the Church of Satan believes and what Sikhs.
You've invoked them all
and everyone. And he doesn't want to hear any of that.
No.
But that's the door he opened.
That's the door he opened.
So this is not a Christian nation.
No.
And if it were a Christian nation, what they're showing as Christianity isn't Christian either. But this is not. This is a country where supposedly you are free to be whatever you want to be. And for a lot of people, historically, that's been Christian. But you are not required to be Christian.
No.
And not one single law needs to be based on Christian tradition or scriptures or creeds.
Go figure.
There's that.
Well, That's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBT plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Bye.